AK-12 is taking the COD nation by the masses, probably because it starts with the two letters AK, enticing young tryhards such as myself to put it to good use. But there's got to be some materialistic reason as to why this gun is so popular. We'll find out in this episode of Ghosted Analysis.
SATCOM ready.
High damage, respectable mobility, and critical accuracy at a moderate range, the AK-12 is the ideal all-purpose weapon for medium-sized maps and game modes that require a lot of killing in quick succession. However, you'll need to speed up the gun with sleight of hand. This thing is really slow with reloading. I mean, like, critically slow. The iron sight is simple and perfect, and you should be ashamed of yourself if you need to put some type of visual aid on this. I mean, seriously, you need practice. Whatever I said about the last few assault rifles regarding hipfire, just forget about it and pay attention to these clips. If all you want to do is go around rejecting people with hipfire, you can do it with the AK-12 without having to spray and pray. This thing is amazing at hipfire, and I think it has something to do with the way the gun is set into your hands. It's slower than others, and reminds me of the MSMC on Black Ops 2. In the thick of things, the gun allows you to quickly switch between ADSing and hip firing when it's an emergency. The AK-12 is, it's capable of making these long-range shots, but I don't really advise you to put yourself in a situation to where you're shooting long-range all the time. Try to get as close up as your enemies as you can, because even though it can do it, it's not really advisable because you'll waste a lot of bullets.
You guys wouldn't believe how much time I put into trying to make an ultimate class setup for this, and I still didn't really master it, but I think you guys will like this one. So after you have the AK-12, you can put the silencer on it, and the silencer really helps with, I'm really big on stealth. You guys know that about me. I'm really big on stealth, period. This helps a lot on this because you really don't need a sight at all. It's kind of a waste of an attachment, and if you can't shoot straight with this sight, you really need some practice on the game. As you can see, in the past, on the clips, it's pretty easy to aim in with that thing. Okay, and since there was really no other, good attachment that you can put on this, I just went ahead and put this mod right here, the extended mags, because everything else is just kind of overkill. You really don't need any of that stuff, like I said. Secondary doesn't really matter. Lethal and tactical don't really matter, but the perks really do. This is a heavy class, and so you're gonna need the ready up. Just because you want to be ready all the time with this weapon, because it is kind of slow, as I've mentioned. For the same reason you want to have the sleight of hand as well, because it is so slow to reload this gun without sleight of hand. It's ridiculous. Your agility makes you that much even faster. Right? Like, we got 3 speed class setups. This is really important that you have the utmost speed when using this gun. And then we have 1 random off the grid, and that just keeps us the stealth aspect and everything. And it just really keeps you ahead of the game. Now, originally I did have the fully loaded setup on here, but I decided to take it off because I realized these were more important up here. And that's why we have the extended mag setup on this gun. So we can have a little bit more ammo, not as much as we would have without fully loaded, fully loaded, but we still have something that'll pack a punch.
The AK is a personal favorite of mine, because once it receives proper modifications, it becomes somewhat like a submachine gun. It receives a final score of 85%, with its negative factors being hefty reload time and unreliability at a distance. The best part of the gun is its innate ability for stealth, hip firing, and damage. The beauty of AK-12 lies in the natural reflexive instincts of the user. If you aren't used to high sensitivity and being particularly agile, you should find other ways to use the weapon. One thing that you have to remember when making a class with the AK-12 is compromise. You're not going to be able to have everything that you want, but you still need to make amends for what you actually need for the match.